The Palm Beach Civic Association expands its communication outreach with a state-of-the-art television studio. We call it Studio 33480, the zip code for the beautiful island of Palm Beach. Sponsored by Finley Galleries, our goal is to bring you in-depth interviews with the most colorful and knowledgeable personalities on the island. And now, our host.
Welcome to Studio 33480. I'm Wendy Rutledge. There has been a sort of a reorganization at the town of Palm Beach at the upper management level. And with us here today is a special guest who is new to the town but very much involved in that reorganization. Welcome, Bob Miracle.
Well, thank you, Wendy.
So happy to have you here. Now, this is an interesting situation because the organization of top management that was before you has been altered a little bit. There are now 2 deputy town managers. Is that correct?
Yep, that's right, Wendy.
And you are which part of that half?
So I'm the deputy town manager for finance and administration.
Terrific. Now, Jane LeClanche, who's much beloved and respected in the town, is leaving. And as I understand it, your job encompasses what Jane did?
Yes, that's right. So Jane handled both finance and purchasing. And so I'm taking on her role with that, and then also picking up risk management and as well as the IT department.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot. And yet there is still enough work under that title for Carolyn Stone to do something else. What is she going to be doing?
Yeah, so Carolyn is maintaining what she's been doing in the past with the rec department, as well as that encompasses, with the marina, with the par 3 golf course, and then also she's taking on special projects as well, such as the FIBS renovation to that park.
That's big.
Well.
And HR also, right?
Yes, and people and culture is
people
what
and culture,
we call it.
The
yes.
new term.
That's right.
Okay, great. You're highly qualified. I mean, I looked at just a short list of some of the things that you have done in your career. A decade in Charleston, South Carolina, Broward County. Where else have you been, and what types of positions were you holding?
Yes, and thank you for the compliment, Wendy. But first, I kind of started with the city of Charleston and was there as a deputy chief financial officer. And there we were really the city manager's office, and so carried out a lot of special projects for the mayor's office. We renovated City Hall, we renovated the Dock Street Theater, and then as well within that department, you had your typical finance and purchasing, but then we also had the visitor center. We had some of our theaters were actually owned by the city, and then as well as the parking garages, which a lot of people don't know. So a lot of vast different types of experiences in that department.
But I'm hearing some applicability here. I mean, you've got the North Fire Station under renovation. You've got undergrounding going on for another, 3-4 years?
That's right.
I mean, you have plenty of projects that you're going to be hands-on with, I would imagine.
And that's what was very attractive in coming to Palm Beach is, we like to say we're small but mighty. And so all of the various capital projects that are ongoing right now, as well as, we have the water study that the council is taking a look at, and a lot of big decisions coming up with that. And so there's plenty of work, plenty of projects for us to be working on and really trying to add value for citizens here at Palm Beach.
Do you see the future source of drinking water for the town as the number one priority at this point, or what are the top priorities?
Well, I think as the undergrounding, and as you said, we still have 3 or 4 years left on that. As that begins to wind down, certainly the water issue and what we do with that. Again, our contract with West Palm Beach doesn't run out until 2029, but we still have a lot of work to do. And council is looking at all the different options right now.
Yes, they are, and that's a very big job.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
All right. Just out of curiosity, are there any other issues that you feel excited about that you want to plug into in this new town for you?
Well, I mean, again, you mentioned the North Fire Station, and actually Assistant Chief Sean gave me a tour of that earlier today. And so that's
the renovation.
The renovation to the.
How's it going?
It's going pretty well. Still, that fire station was built, in the early 1900s, and so a lot of work to be done there. And so they're still doing their due diligence as far as looking at all of what needs to be done in order to bring it up.
To preserve the character. Mm-hmm. And yet to make it highly functional and modern. What a challenge.
Yes. Well, and when you have, public safety, you have fire department servicing that north end, it needs to, be secure enough, stable enough, and have the safety to the firefighters so that they can service that area.
It sure does. Well, one other quick question. We were chatting before we started here, and I just said to you, the town is in pretty good financial shape, and you said yes. Is that correct?
It most definitely is, and that's certainly something that I took a look at as I was interviewing for the position, and it is in very good financial shape. Again, we have a AAA bond rating, which is the highest that a municipality can get, and so that shows fiscal responsibility, and also not only does the town manager Kirk Bluin take that very strongly, but also city council as well.
Good to know. That's really great to know. All right. Well, just by the way, I was talking to a couple of town employees, and they said you were a nice guy. So
that's
we
very
love
nice
that there's a nice guy coming on board.
That's very nice. Well, everyone has been very welcoming, at the town, and just trying to learn the Palm Beach way.
Wonderful. Well, welcome, and thank you for coming in and talking to us.
All right. Thank you.
All right. And that wraps it up for us in the studio. We thank you, as always, for watching, and we will see you next time right here in Studio 33480.
Studio 33480 is brought to you by the Palm Beach Civic Association, our sponsor, Finley Galleries, and our viewers. We welcome your thoughts on how our programming can best serve our members and residents.